Don't count out Casey Drake in that 87. He's right.
One more lap to go here at Indy. He ran him all the way from 3 seconds back. 2 laps to go. Oh, Aldo gets spun. Oh, Metchu gets the apron around the Strexler. He spins right from the back. Huge wreck. The 2 flies up in the air. It's 3 wide. Oh, what a move by Derek. He wants to go.
Tries to send him up the hill, but can't quite do it.
Now between the 2 car lengths. Too little too late for Derek and Smith. Oh, clapping gets turned. Clapping gets turned. Oh my gosh. Side by side. 3 wide at the wire. Round number 2 of the iSCAR DeNise Design Series brings you here live at Kansas Speedway here in the middle of Kansas City, United States of America. Welcome here live. My name is Ezeckiel Reyes.
I'm Benjamin White. Welcome to the broadcast, everybody.
It should be a fun event here for tonight. This is honestly the race I've been looking forward to this whole entire week. I know Las Vegas was very fun to watch, and I know Michigan too was also really fun to watch on how those drivers set up around the racetrack. But here for tonight, it's all gonna come down on how you nail your corners here at the Kansas 1.5 miles, because this track could easily bite you right in the rear end. See some drivers, of course, practicing and such like that. We'll go ahead and pull up points here right in front of your screen. Aaron Mulrooney, the man who came out in victory lane, that number 2, is in first with 66 points. Nick Miller alongside in second place. Paul Granado, Hunter Johnson, Bridger Olson, Seth Rawls, Liam Sheen, Cody Webster, William Schmidt, Cole Williams round out the top 10. And I think we had 62 drivers log in points last race. So still, a number of points up for grabs yet again for the second week in a row since we have 60 showing up here tonight.
These big points nights are always huge, and this will be another one. So it's going to be very important, especially early in the season, to perform and get those good finishes and those wins, because this is the time where the most entries are going to be filed for races here. So the time to perform is now to get as many points as possible.
Yep, that is right. And with a track like Kansas, I expect a lot of drivers who are very fast to easily shuffle themselves to the front. Those drivers who are not, of course, are going to fall back into the hands of those people who could nail that outside wall correctly. And that's probably going to be the talk of the day, and how you're going to nail your corners throughout and file yourself in line, especially on restarts where positions matter the most. And are up for grabs as well. So I hope everybody could keep themselves clean and use their spotters to their advantage to pass around the racetrack. Currently, Eric Heater in the number 28 leads practice. Hunter Johnson in second place. Dylan Alt in third. Omar Diallo, Joe Berge, Josh Patterson, Nick Miller, Latham Joyner, Harry Grindle, and Carson Poindexter round out the top 10 here for the evening. It looks like we have 61 drivers in total logged in for the session, so it should be, as I said, another really big points night, especially for all those drivers who are aiming to run full-time for this series. They need to get themselves situated and in tow so they can get themselves inside that top 13. Scoot ourselves to the side, play the national anthem, rise out, remove your hats as we salute our nation's colors. We'll be right back with you with race analytics and qualifying. 1. We welcome everybody back here live for the Kansas 165 iSCAR DeNise Design Series. Currently under qualifying, and we're going to go ahead and lock in the top 45 here on time. Drivers take their fastest two around the racetrack right now. I just noticed I do not have trading pace pulled up. Apologies about that. Let me go ahead and get that up ASAP. But their fastest two, of course, hopefully you lock yourself inside that top 43 window, or else you will not be able to race that this 110 lap race here for tonight.
Lots of shuffling here on the charts early. Omar Diallo goes to the top of the board, but will he stay there in these next 3 minutes? Sutcliffe to 6th. What a great qualifying run for him.
Yeah, there's still everybody from 36th on down have yet to qualify, so that's still about more than half the field who have yet to log in a time. This is 30.8 is looks to be the fastest as of right now. Matthew Klein in the 01. Looks like I don't think he's fast enough to make himself inside the top 43. I'm not really sure.
Alt to the top.
That's no surprise. The people sitting outside the window: Myhan, Corey Long, Eli O'Quinn, Brian Mullen, Daniel Kuzma, Ibrahim Dejani, Kenneth Bueno, Preston Collins, Henry Clappert, Matthew Klein as of right now. 4 people yet to log in times. Oh, actually, 7 drivers yet to log in times. Christopher Wild, David Bachman, Scott Yost, Casey Drake as of right now.
Oh no. Few drivers actually got disqualified. I'm not sure why. I guess it's the qualifying scrutiny system, but Seth Rawls has been DQ'd by iRacing.
Probably spun. As Casey Drake self round. Dang. Oh, Max Urich just got knocked out. See Bachman here. Last chance to get himself a nice lap. Sitting 45th right now. 43rd!
Wow.
Oh, he's the last person in. And Scott Yost looks like is not fast enough either, so. Dang.
DiMaggio, first one out.
Yeah, DiMaggio's the first one out. Michael
Looks like
DiMaggio.
Ramos and Garner are not putting up a time, and of course Rawls has been disqualified by iRacing due to the qualifying scrutiny system. Unfortunate for him.
That sucks. Alright. Work ourselves into the 10-lap sprint. 18 drivers in total. These are give an opportunity for all these drivers who, of course, are running full-time to pushing themselves just momentarily, but unfortunately for them, they're not going to be able to race this 110 lap event. Yeah, Seth Rawls, I don't know where he's sitting. Seth is actually, he's up in the top 10 in points. That man's going to lose a lot of ground if he doesn't finish himself inside this top 3 at least, but Seth, yeah, he's sitting 6th in points right now, so that's a bad break for that number 25, and I'm interested to see why he got disqualified by iRacing. I think by, we're all guessing, qualifying scrutiny system, unfortunately. He didn't get himself in, so. scoot ourselves out. And Mullen, Garner, Ramos. These drivers themselves out on the racetrack. But yeah, Mullen, Garner, Ramos, all the drivers who are not going to grid, so we will have not like a 6-car race of what we saw yesterday. Feel bad for Michael DiMaggio. I think he too was sitting upside top 10 in points. No, looks like he wasn't. I'm probably thinking about another championship, but here we go for a 10-lap sprint. 18 points up for grabs. Bonus points also count. Dang, Garrett Hess in the 777. E2 is unfortunately not going to make the field as well.
Corey Long as well, unfortunately. One of our drivers who was very strong last night in the Cup race does not make the field here tonight.
Green flag, and we're up and away. DeJohnny works himself up to the high side, right up against the safer barrier around Corey Long. 3 wide, hanging in a 1. And that's Dallas Myhan, that triple-digit number, straddling the low side, trying to get himself going as Max Yerk slips up the corner. Speaking of slipping up, oh, Myhan goes around.
Hands around.
Oh,
And
DiMaggio
DiMaggio's around. Everybody's spinning. Corey Long has just went to the inside. Battle for the race lead between Canizaro and Urich as people are saving it all over the racetrack. And Canizaro gets the wall in turn 3.
Oh, man. Max is right up off the wall. Himself forward for now. Yeah, DiMaggio, he got real loose right up off the second corner. And it seems as though cold tires are huge here as, oh, that car's in the wall. I think that's Eli O'Quinn. Watch out for all those drivers trying to straddle the low side. 4 wide as Seth Roll is trying to work himself forward. But, man, these drivers got to get themselves in line as Scott Yost, looks like that's Eli O'Quinn, and at number 29, tags the
Still
outside
4
wall.
wide almost. So
Johnny.
Urich is actually pulling away here.
Nice job for Urich. He's gonna be right up against the safety ring right now. I think he's doing it best as Canizaro yet again off the wall. Speaking of off the wall, there goes O'Quinn. He'll probably slam the inside wall, and that's the end of his day, unfortunately. There's 7 laps to go. Canizaro is coming up with a run. Where's he going to take it, though? That's the question. Still some 3 wide action right here, but this is probably what we're going to see again. This little 10-lap sprint just gives us a preview on how and where all these drivers are going to be for this going as, oh, off the wall yet again. Canizaro is. It gives us a preview on how these drivers are probably going to race the entire night. No surprise, everybody right up against the safer barrier. It's probably going to be pretty impossible to pass unless you pull a daring slide job, but for now, everybody's just sort of holding their ground up on the high side and getting into a rhythm. You only have 5 laps to make something happen. Excuse me, 6 laps. Make some passes. There's a pass right there as Hess tags the wall right up off the 4th corner. There's a lot of momentum. Ibrahim Dejani going to have to scoop himself. He wants to go down low. Will drive it to the low side, but opens up the door for, I think that's Scott Yost in the 87. Up on the high side, Dejani. Oh, just clear that by that much. That's what you have to do to defend here around Kansas. You have to slide yourselves right in front of the drivers right behind you. The drivers, if you try the low side, if you try driving it to the low side, you're going to stall out really, really hard. And all that smoke is billowing from the 117 of Kenneth Bueno. Off the wall he is. Oh, you pitted.
Oh, man.
Oh.
and Hess will spin to the inside. Bueno spins to the inside. Hess hard in the inside wall there, so both of their knights are going to be over. Not very many points to be gained here, but now Max Jurek has almost got this lead out to a second here, so a nice run for Max. He can call himself a winner if he can hang on for 4 more laps, or 3 more now as the tick goes up.
Johnny right up against the barrier. He's going to pack a 3 or 4 with him. As I think that's Daniel Kuzma, Kumosa. Excuse me. Kuzma, where did I get that from? He tagged the wall off the corner though. One of the new entries for Kamikaze Racing. Oh yeah, they're bouncing off the wall all over the place right behind Maggio on the apron trying to get some ground around. I think that was Clapper now looking around Seth Rawls. Stand by for that number 6 machine, and Max Jurek will take the white flag. We'll come out of here with a bit of extra bonus points, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be 19 for him once he ends out this 10-lap sprint, but Malachi Drake, number 90, also in there as well. Got a battle for this position. Oh, my hand off the wall. Scott Yost gonna work himself to the low side. We'll see if he can slide himself in front of the 4. Will try to do so. Is clear, but off of the 4th corner, Max Jurek will win this little 10-lap sprint side by side for this position. Oh, it looks like Scott Yost got at the line. Green Dejani will have to settle in for 5th place as everybody starts flinging it across the wire. Max doing a bit of burnouts there on the entry of turn number 1, but congratulations to him.
Uh-oh. Qualifying cheesing has been caught. Oh, man.
Oh yeah, there is a qualifying rule, which you can't manipulate the tires to get as much grip. I don't know who the driver is though.
It's Dylan Alt, your pole sitter.
Oh wow.
That's according to the officials, not me. So, that's what they said.
All right, we'll get a bit of updates as this session progresses. I'm not sure if this is going to be advanced. Be right back right after this 5-minute break as we get set up here for the race.
Don't count out Casey Drake in that 87. He's right.
1 more lap to go here at Indy. He ran him all the way from 3 seconds back. 2 laps to go. Oh, Alto gets done. Oh, Matthew gets the apron. Around goes Drexler. He spins right from the back. Huge wreck. The 2 flies up in the air. It's 3 wide. Oh, what a move by Derek. He wants to go.
Tries to send him up the hill, but can't quite do it.
Not between the 2 car lengths. Too little too late for Derek on spin. Oh, Clapping gets turned! Clapping gets turned! Oh my gosh! Side by side, 3 wide at the wire! We welcome you here back live at Kansas Speedway. Getting set for tonight's main event. Drivers taking laps around the racetrack, of course, in this 5-minute qualifying. I mean, not 5-minute qualifying, 5-minute warm-up session for this 110 lap event. One of our longest we've ran here in iSCAR, but not as long as what we ran last week, which was a 200 mile per hour. 200 mile per hour, 200 mile race, not 200 mile per hour event. I mean, they did close around 200 around Daytona, so should count that. But here we go. We're gonna go ahead and show our qualifying grid here for tonight. Dylan Alt will probably be end of lined due to his queue. As well as Hunter Johnson in the number 12. So we're waiting on confirmation for that from the 98 and the number 12. So stay tuned for that. So if that were to happen, Omar Diallo, Chase Sponsor, in the number 61, number 81 would push themselves forward.
Row 3, Latham Joyner, William Schmidt make up this row here.
Nick Miller, Hunter Ellis could round out row number 4.
Row 5, Joe Berge and Eric Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe with the impressive lap there.
Rest of the order is going to be shown on your screen. Find your favorite driver, and hopefully he'll come out on top here for tonight's race. Some notable names are starting toward the mid portion of this field. Aaron Mulrooney in that number 2, unfortunately, not going to be a part of that top row. But I expect him to be toward that top once we get to the short track grind coming next week, and that's going to be one heck of a show coming out for that area as well. So I'm interested to see on how all those drivers will shape up as we progress on to next week's events. And Mulrooney is your points leader coming in here for tonight. Nick Delicato at number 10. Bad lap time, 31.036. But again, he started himself around 40th and he ended up winning and getting 5th a couple nights ago. So I expect that number 10 of Delicato to maybe push himself forward.
David Bachman rounds out the field in 43rd. The last driver to get in. So very, very, very lucky for him to get into the field. He was one of the final qualifiers.
Race analysis is going to be shown on the left-hand side of the screen. Track length 1.5 miles in length. Lap set 110, so a 165 lap event to be ran here for the evening. And this is going to be in nighttime, so the grip is going to be at its highest, as rubber also will get laid down as the time progresses as well. So those lap times are expected to probably even rise further. So that high side is going to be even more king than what it was previously.
Looks like the decision is to EOL both of them, according to the officials there. So, wow.
They're gonna
what a development.
Yeah, they're going to have to start themselves all the way in the back. 42nd, 43rd, and fuel window around 45, 50 laps. 5 extra sets here for tonight. As Alt's going to pull himself left to himself out on onto EOL. So Hunter Johnson, that number 12. P2 right up against the safer barrier. So this will pull Omar Diallo in that number 61 to the front.
Bonds are to join him on the front row, so good qualifying runs for both of these guys. Will be the actual front row for the race.
Yeah. If you're now just joining us here on Max Speed TV, about to go green here for round number 2 of the iSCAR DeNise Designs series. That number 61, Omar Diallo, led a lot of laps yesterday. We'll see if he can top charts this time, as he's alongside the man who was in victory lane a couple seasons ago in the truck series. That number 81, Chase Bonser, duking out with Ryan Berry, and Bonser came out on top of that. Pace car scoots it left onto pit road. And here we go for 110 laps. Green flag is out, and we are up and away at Kansas.
Big stack up already. There's cars fanning out and weaving all over the track. Cars blocking, trying to get to the line that they want to be in. Up front, Bonser up on the outside trying to get a run through 1 and 2, but Diallo's going to take the shorter way around and get clear off them.
They are 3 wide right behind there. Oh, Berkey!
Good save. He looks like he saved it there. Down to the inside.
Yeah, you'll keep it straight. That's something familiar in what we saw during that 10-lap sprint. A lot of cars getting sideways. Oh, Mulrooney gets touched by Liam Sheen. Looks like Liam got tight. Up front, looks like it's a top 4 pull away as Miller's trailing this. Will move himself to the low side of now William Schmidt, who's now in 5th place. On the meanwhile, toward the front, Omar Diallo is trying to fend off their proximity owner. Right behind, car on the wall, one of the Nova cars. Gonna jam up. Looks like that will be one of the kamikaze machines. I think that was Hunter Ellis in the 001. In the 67, Eric Sutcliffe. I thought that was Harry Grindle, but Grindle right behind there in that number 70. Oh, there they go!
Kirker gets turned hard into the wall. He's going to go across the track and collect more cars. Peter Kenny is involved. Ryan Kendrick, last season's champion, has been collected in this one. A couple other cars have to avoid in the grass. So multiple cars have been caught up in this first crash on the front straightaway. Peter Kenny had plenty of damage there. And we saw cars fanning all across the track to try and avoid that. I think the first contact was with Hunter Ellis and Aiden Kirker here.
Looks like...
Oh, he just comes down and hooks him there.
Yeah, just came down and hooked him. Not much to really say. I think Hunter... I think for Hunter, he was probably expecting that number 39 to be on the apron. Cole Williams got really lucky. Sort of net-coded through all of that mess. Kirker slid himself down the track. Luckily, nobody ran into him. That's Glenn Bundren in the 37 who was... Oh, no, it wasn't. One of the Bundy machines, I guess you could call it. Eel Media Racing, I think. Those schemes are. Barely avoided it. Oh, it was the 00 Ryan Kendrick. Totally called that wrong. It's like... Oh, there's a 73 of Brandon Lidas. He's trying to come down, and Kendrick, unfortunately, cut right in front of his nose. So an early caution here in lap number 4 out of 110. The ATVO issues right now is try to get things situated. Yeah, a lot of drivers on pit road. Yeah, you sucked. It sucks to see a big wreck here on the front straightaway, and this is the second time that we've seen a big wreck. I mean, not toward the front this time, but a big wreck yet again. See all these drivers right behind, coming down in for probably optional damage and such. It's probably going to be a 2-stop race, most likely. We'll pull up race analysis here on the left-hand side of the screen, as we'll take the 1-to-go signal to this time by. So 47 to 53 laps should be the window on when these drivers can pit. Might have overestimated a bit on that, because usually on one tank it'll be around 55 to 60. But if my calculations are correct, in which I'm going to go ahead and pull up my calculator, maybe 45 to 50 is a more viable strat. So we'll still have a 2-stop window from this point forward. Here we go. Gonna re-rack the field and go at it again. This pace car will scoot itself left. And for that number 61, he'll leave off Reed. Grab the lead away from Dylan Ott, who got a penalty. Green flag is out. Big contact right behind as Liam Sheen tried to get himself going. Right into the rear end of that number 2.
Big stack up there behind Sutcliffe as they fan 3 wide. Joyner up to second spot. Miller going for third, 3 wide here in this little group.
Omar using the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll scoot himself right up against the barrier. Oh, contact right behind. I think that was, looks like the 2 of Mulrooney. Jay Mulder also in there as well. I think Mulrooney was trying to file himself behind the 113 or made a bit of contact. Seeing a lot of contact as drivers trying to funnel into that outside wall. See some of these drivers not electing to go themselves onto the apron since they want to protect coming into 1. Number 3 wide around this area, and it seems as though Casey Drake's sort of stuck in the middle. Will shove it into the corner and clear. It looks like that's Cole Williams in the 52. But everybody's stacked up right behind the 61 of Omar, as Latham Joyner, Nick Miller, and Chase Bonser trying to find themselves around. Now look at that. Latham, as I said earlier, these drivers don't want to drop themselves in the apron and open up the opportunity for drivers to get up right up against the barrier to pass. So they're all going to be stuck in a stalemate. Now the dangerous part about this is you got to give yourself room entering the corner, because all these drivers' braking points and such are very, very different. If you're tucked up nose to tail like this, you better be aware of a big checkup. It's something similar like what you see on single file super speedway racing, in which only one line of momentum gets transferred forward, and it starts a big accordion effect. So this is very, very dangerous around this top 5.
It's single file in this group all the way back to 11th place of Lacey Cool Lacey having a nice run early, but looks like some of these guys are saving tires already. You can see them back up their corners, some of them, so that could be the strategy here if we get this long run.
Omar still leading a train of, I'd say, about over 20. Well, these drivers just nailing their marks. Gonna have to scroll all the way back to one of the proximity cars of, looks like that's Hunter Johnson, already worked himself into 16th place. All these drivers right behind, seems as though they're just still trying to hit their marks as Brindle works himself to the high side of Joe Berge. Berge can't file himself right up against the barrier. Opens up the door for it's Mark Frimpong in the 53. The thing is, if you do get out of line inside this top 10, you're going to be in big trouble if you can't slot yourself up to the high side, because you'll drop. Let's say if Latham tries to pass Omar right here, that is just not going to work. And if it's not going to work if he doesn't have a run going. Miller's going to try the low side, so this will be an example if the outside line could train around that number 95. You see right there, the 81 of Bonser is going to close the door of where Miller was, but Miller got a huge run in the middle of 1 and 2, using the middle side. He'll drive himself against the door of that number 61. But now he's going to fall back. But maybe a couple of drivers want to lurk out of line and try that low side. That's Glenn Bundren. He'll have a slot in line. Have a slot in line, luckily, but Miller looks like he filed himself into second spot. Latham's going to pull a semi-slide job right in front of Miller. Miller's going to pull a crossover, though. We'll see if Bonser's going to go with him. Looks like no, so Miller's going to fall back a position for now.
That allows Diallo to pull away a little bit here, up to 0.2 of a second as Jordan drives around the outside of Miller. Miller gets back in line. Here comes Bonzer trying to go for that third spot. William Schmidt right now up in fifth. Good run for William early in this race.
Bonzer flings it down to the bottom side of the track. Looks like not going to go anywhere with it. Most likely, yeah, he got stalled out of the corner. Miller was there. He tried to out-track it, unfortunately. Went nowhere. Now these drivers are starting to fan out even more. I'm pretty sure Omar seems to be the slowest out of this top three, so they're going to restack up again. Miller going to fling it maybe to the inside. Didn't want to use the apron there and open up the door for that 81 at Bonzer. So he fouls back in line. They're starting to stack up. This is just a product of Kansas racing. And how that high side is just so strong. It's now a top 7 pull away as Jay Mulder also gets into the mix.
Really good run for him early as well. Diallo, though, has led, I think, every lap up to this point, so definitely an impressive run really for Omar, who's been fast all weekend, no matter what track we go to.
I think once the tires start to wear down, these speeds will obviously slow down, and maybe that inside line might kick in. It's just a matter of when. For all these drivers right here. Looks like a Latham might be setting up a run around that 61. Omar going to drop himself to the apron. Miller's going to go with him. Wow, so close. Miller pinpoint driving right there to get right to the quarter of that 003. I think Omar's a bit loose right up off the corner. I think Bonser could easily elect himself to the low side and help that 95. I think the 95 of Miller needs a bit of bump and a bit of help as well to make that low side work. He has to run through the corner, but unfortunately, he can't out-track it enough. But he'll slot himself maybe into second place. Looks like no.
He tried.
I'll tell you what, man, that 95's ambitious. Latham's in the wall, and Douglas Miller!
Both of them gonna head to the inside wall. Joyner hard into the wall. Miller will slide and keep it off of the wall. So the second and third place cars have just crashed off turn number 2 after contact with both of them. Set them spinning to the inside.
That was just Latham off the wall.
Might have got hit in the back by the 81 afterwards. Watch, he'll hit the wall, but then the 81 might get into him. Yeah, there it is. And it's just the check up there. Bonzer was not expecting him to get into the wall, and that's just what happens when there's a lot of cars in a line. You can't check up.
And that's very unfortunate. It looks like Latham, Miller started checking up right there. I don't think there was any contact between those two. I'm not really sure. We'll get an onboard the 81 of Bonser. No, that's just close racing, and Latham just being committed to the throttle. But unfortunately, he paid the price. And he also took out Miller with him as well, unfortunately. Pit road's open this time by... Very surprised about that call by the 61, but everybody right behind him. Pit road open, and everybody's going to come in and probably use their first set. And I'm very surprised that Omar stayed himself out. He might get ran over with all these drivers with new tires. Latham unfortunately got the worst of that damage, as he also, not only he bounced off the wall, and not only into Miller, but he collected the, he pounded the inside wall as well.
looks like Aaron Mulrooney has been hit under yellow. I'm not sure who hit him, but it seemed like it was near pit entry. Somebody got into the back of the 2 car.
I see a bit of damage.
There's the damage.
Yeah. Doesn't look as severe, but I mean, a little bit of damage could do a lot, especially at a track like Kansas, in which you got to keep your fenders clean to be fast. Pull up a couple of panels and seeing where these drivers sit on tires. Seems as though the 61 of Omar will have a bit of a buffer all the way back to the 79 of William Schmidt, who looks like won the race off a pit road. But it looks like William, fuel only for him, as well as Parker White in the 095. I'm not sure if it's actually a 2-tire call. If it was a 2-tire call, I'm interested to see on if it was either for track position or just to rotate the car. Because you could offset your tire wear. If the left sides have more wear than the right sides, that'll help the it'll help the car corner better through the center of the corner. So maybe a bit of a early strategy call by the number 79. I think that's a good call as well for Schmidt, because it's fairly early in the race. We'll catch a couple of cautions if it doesn't work out. Hopefully he's not the caution. Go back up and away here in a moment. So your top 5 going to consist of Omar, Heater, Cruz, Drake, and Frimpong. Actually, no, it's Joe Berge who's going to start himself in 5th. He's sort of lurking back. Hasn't passed the 53 yet. Or not in front of the 53 yet, but here we go. As well as an interesting call to stay yourself out. Via fuel strategy as well. They could probably one-stop it from this point forward, so I'm interested to see on how these drivers will shuffle. iSCAR scoots itself on, and green. Omar went a bit late, drops himself all the way to the apron, and look at him cut and get that big lead coming into 1.
Top 2 get themselves spread away from double file behind. Casey Drake trying to get by Dan Cruz for the 3rd position. He'll be clear down the back straightaway.
Berge in that 83 sort of left alone on the inside line. He's going to have Mark Frimpong up there as well. Wow, Berge really sent it into the corner. Probably unintentional. Mandel overdrove it just a bit, but he'll shove himself to the high side, fend out the 53 of Frimpong. Frimpong might have worked himself up to the high side, but look at these drivers right behind with fresh and newer tires. Parker White. Looks like the 79 William Schmidt. Hunter Johnson through the middle. Oh, man, they're about to wreck here in a moment. Grayson Collins wants to get out of there. 12 has to use those fresh tires ASAP to get himself through all these drivers with older tires. Look at them slide job all the way.
Oh, man.
That's Casey Drake.
Casey Drake in the grass. He saves it, though. I'm not sure what has caused Casey Drake to go in the grass, but the yellow now has about a half-second lead. As you can see, these guys starting to form up on the outside once again. Hunter Johnson and Dylan Alt right now, though, driving through the field.
Yeah, that number 12 is doing the best of working himself through all these drivers with older tires. Hunter works himself back to the inside. He's using a lot of right front, unfortunately, but I expect that number 12 to probably take the lead here shortly. Works himself down to the low side. Looks like got clear of the 53. Cruz, though, up to 2nd place around Heater. I don't know if he started there. I think it was 3rd at the time, and the cameras were panned to him as here comes Johnson. sails it low.
Third place for him right now. What a drive for the field. Now he has to pass Cruz, and then he has to run down Omar Diallo, who has over his second lead now.
Yeah, it looks like Cruz is he's not struggling. He finally got himself in better air and into a better pace, but look at all these just drivers with newer tires just swamping all these drivers who stayed out. What they need to happen is for not a lengthy run, but they need to have a caution so they could save an extra set, as Johnson's easily going to overtake here for this second spot around that number 80 of Dane Cruz. But good run for that number 80 for right now. And Johnson works himself into second place, though.
Now the question is, how long does it take for him to run down Omar, who has been one of the quickest cars all day. I'm pretty sure he has led every single lap up to this point, with the exception of one, so I'm not sure who led that lap, but Diallo, though, has dominated up to this point so far.
He's about to get past the last lap was a 31.907. His lap of Hunter Johnson, 31.578. So he's closing up the gap. Looks like by half a second every lap. They're 3 wide right behind during a round where it looks like Lacey Cool is. Chase Bonser in there as well. Glenn Bundren sort of wanting to peek around. Frimpong lets off the throttle. Oh, he's in the wall. Everybody taking evasive maneuvers to work themselves around that number 53. Patterson nearly slid up in front of the 53. Here we go. We pan back the cameras for that top spot. 3 wide right behind. Aaron Mulrooney dead in the middle. As Sertage in that number 49 will attempt to maybe pull a slide job. Dane Cruz finally falls outside the top 5, but I think for that 80, he's in really good track position if a caution were to come out. Meanwhile, up front, battle for the lead. That number 12 is looking.
That just shows how important fresh tires will be at the end of the race. So Diallo, though, does save a set here in case he can catch a quick caution after he loses the lead. He can go pit and have that one set saved, because that could be the difference. But Hunter Johnson's going to get by Omar for the race lead. Dylan Alt trying to follow through, about a half second back of Johnson and Diallo there. Up to 4th, Sartaj Maan, another guy who pit.
No surprise to see these top 2 work themselves back into the front. Of course, they got the EOL for cheesing qualifying, but now they've taken out the taken the top spots. As, my goodness, Alt is precision driving in that number 98. Nearly tagged the outside wall, but he's going to work himself down low. And I think he's faster than that number 12 of Dylan. But he'll have a bit of a hiccup, unfortunately, around this number 61 of Omar. Just by the moment. This whole entire top 3, their I ratings are higher than 5,000. So they're top split regulars week to week. And they're proving why.
Sartaj looking for 3rd place, has to get back in line, but those fresher tires are really going to help him. As you can see, it is strung back single file many places deep there, as now Bonser goes to the inside of Cruz, who's starting to fall back on those old tires. He knows it and is just trying to run his race, stay out of everybody else's way here.
Yeah, I think with all these, with the offset strategy that these drivers have pulled, who stayed themselves out, it caused a bit of a bottle up versus all these drivers with fresh goodies work themselves around, and that in turn created for a spread out momentarily. This will give us some breathing room as well for all these drivers inside this top 15, but around this area looks a bit dangerous as they're trying to work themselves around the 28 of Heater. Looks like the 66 of Derek M. Smith works himself down downstairs to the 06 of Patterson. They're all lined up nose to tail of what we saw a few runs ago, around where that top 10 was, but Derek easily around that number 28.
Heater is one of those guys that did not pit that last time by, so the tire wear is showing there on the 28, but these two have pulled away to almost 2-second lead over third place Sartaj Mon. Battle for fourth back there between 3 cars. There's Omar Diallo, Aaron Maroney, and Lacey Cool, who's up in the 6th spot. Here comes Chase Bonzer also to this battle here.
Mulrooney will easily overtake that number 61 for position. We'll see if Lacey can work herself down to the low side and maybe make a pass coming into 1. Mulrooney jams that outside lane just a bit. They're going to be side by side, and of course, you got to keep in mind that the 40 of Lacey has a bit of damage. I mean, not the 40, but the 2 of Mulrooney has a bit of damage. Looks like it's not affecting him for right now. He's still staying himself in around that 4th spot. Send it on the inside for the 81 of Bonser, attempting to clear the 40. Looks like he will. Nice move there by the 81 of Bonser, as Nick Miller, Glenn Bundren, and Hunter Rupp also in this mix as well.
Impressive early run for the 1 car, but these two are the class of the field right now. Pulled away by 2.5 seconds. I do feel like the 61, though, can contend with these guys when he's on equal tires. So if they ever get to that point, it's going to be such an interesting race to follow.
Lap 40 in the books. What's interesting here is what lines these drivers take throughout the racetrack. It seems like Hunter likes to run more higher up in the corners rather than Dylan Alt, who wants to straddle around that middle portion of that high groove. You'll definitely see the difference here as Alt is entering way lower, and look how close that 12 is right up off the barrier. And he's just using up as much track as he can to keep himself away from that number 98. He's doing a great job doing it as well, but of course the dangers of grabbing the wall, setting yourself back a bit, is there, but he has a bit of leeway all the way back to 3rd place, Mr. Tajman. I'm pretty sure for this top 2, they're gone.
Now it's over 3 seconds. They're just pulling away, running much faster laps than the rest of this competition here. Sartaj, though, with a very impressive run in 3rd place. And gonna have a good start to his season here as he continues to pull from the 2 and the rest of this group here.
His last lap was a 32.639. Alt, though, not Alt, but Hunter, 0.2 faster than that number 12 machine. Alt, he's a bit faster, though. That number 98 looks like he's a bit faster. But I think the advantage for the long run is going to be with that number 12 of Hunter. Hunter's, I don't think he's using as much right front, running a higher line than that number 98 of Alt, but he's definitely losing a lot of entry speed. And that might be the difference, unfortunately, for that number 12. Because that means Alt could easily sail it to the inside, maybe make a gun for that top spot. A 5-car battle here for 3rd place. Looks like 3rd through 9th, all within at least a second of each other. Brandon Sampson making a run in this top 10. How about that?
Just got a new wheel, so that might be helping him turn the car better. I don't know exactly what wheel he got, but he said it's definitely an improvement over his last wheel, so that might be helping him here tonight as
Pit
now
road's
Hunter
open.
Johnson is in the pits. These are green flag pit stops here as he is also pitting alongside Mitch Hobbs here.
Wow, there's a lot of drivers in.
Ford. Wow, yes. Pit road is busy. Feeding time at the zoo for the first green flag pit stop.
I am very surprised these drivers pit really, really early. This is around their 25th mark out on the track. I'm not sure if they're gonna gun for I'm not sure if they short pitted now just to maybe make up the time for the longer run. And I'm not sure why Hunter went down pit road with those drivers who probably are on pit road because they stayed themselves out. People like Liam Sheen, Ryan Kendrick,
Dane Cruz,
Omar Diallo, all these drivers who stayed out last run, of course, their fuel run's up. But Hunter Johnson might have accidentally, he might have pit down thinking these drivers might be baiting for a strategy or banking for a strategy. I'm not really sure about that. He needs this thing to go green, though, because he's a lap down.
Yeah, if he catches a caution, it might be wraps for his night. As you can see the difference in tires here. Here goes Frimpong. Rockets by the 98. So Alt is enjoying a 3.5 second lead here. He has nothing to worry about as far as getting held up. So as soon as he makes his pit stop, he might be in a better situation.
Caution!
Oh, and that has totally messed up Hunter Johnson's strategy. I'm not sure what a caution is, but wow. That has trapped many people a lap down. Oh, there it is, maybe.
Eric Heater.
Wow, yeah, he's got damage. That might be the source of the caution. Ooh, here he is behind Bachman, I think. And he just tried to keep it out of harm's way. And unfortunately, the third time he hit the wall, it bounced him off of it. So it looks like he ran over Bachman there. So unfortunate, but good to keep it out of other cars. But unfortunately spins to bring out the caution.
He jerked it right because right here he was planning to go back in, but he saw Hobbs. Then he saw that car.
Aaron Brown. Fortunately, he killed the right front doing it. Yeah, look at all these drivers that are trapped to one lap down. This is not going to work into Hunter Johnson's favor. Thomas Lloyd, this whole entire group right here. Luckily, they'll probably get the wave around. They'll probably most likely get the wave around. Because I expect this whole entire everybody on this lead lap to hit pit road, so here we go. Pit stops are open. Berge stays out, though. He might be a lap car, I'm not sure. I think everybody who I expected to hit pit road is on pit road. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, everybody's on pit road, so. One car did stay out. Might have been on accident, or maybe taking the go in next time by. Villanelle wins the race off of pit road easily. This just plays to that number 98's favor. Not only that, Alt's going to start with fresher tires than Hunter Johnson, that number 12. Because, of course, Hunter attempting to short pit. Fortunately, just didn't work out to his favor. So, coming up here on the halfway point in a moment. At the halfway point on lap number 55. So we'll scroll through this this top 5 for now. Some new names working themselves into the inside this top 10. So Dylan Alt in that number 98 has retaken the lead away from Hunter Johnson, who attempted a short pit. Fortunately, it just didn't go his way. Sertaj Mon in that number 49 sitting in second place. Chase Bonser in that number 81 sitting in third. Will Rooney, that number 2, now in fourth place with a bit of damage. Glenn Bundred. Nice job for him, that number 37. He sits himself in currently in 5th with 219 Racing. I'm not sure if that's a newer team. Nick Miller, or now SPM, is sitting in 6th place.
Runner-up in that number 1 with Supreme. The highest running Supreme car, unfortunately for Kenny, he wrecked out early. That number 1 is currently running in 7th place. Derek M. Smith in that number 66 for proximity. In 8th, Brendan Sampson. I'm not sure what team he's on. And, it looks like Sampson is an independent. And Parker White.
McGrath Simple Sport there. Looks like we've taken the 1 to go here, as the ticker does that whenever the 1 to go is taken here. So these guys at the back, or no, these guys are getting the wave around.
Yeah.
So these cars are the leaders here. Dylan Alt, Sartaj Mon, Chase Bonzer, Aaron Maroney, and Glenn Bunzer in the top 5.
Hopefully there's not going to be a jump for these drivers toward the back, because of course all these drivers around this area just trying to get themselves around. Hunter Johnson's the only one caught up, so Thomas Lloyd sleeping there. It looks like, I'm sure they're going to catch as these leaders enter into 3. The only problem is they're all going to be starting single file, so I guess that works for the high side, because they're going to have a bit of momentum, but now here comes the rest of the field. Slow themselves down to pace car speed. We'll go at it again for that number 98 of Dylan Alt, who will scoot himself left. Sartaj Mon at number 49 also peeking in the mix as well. Green flag will drop, and we are back up and away at Kansas.
Green flag.
Pretty spread out restart here, as these guys are just trying to settle and get into a rhythm here and get another long run in, as Miller dives to the inside trying to pass Aaron Maroon right now for the 5th spot. Bondren is loose. What a save by the number 37 Toyota.
They're 3 wide heading into turn number 3, though. Because of that, 37 is going to lose a lot of ground, as Miller's going to maybe slot himself behind that 66 and in front of the 1. They're double wide around this area, but up front, that number 98 of Dylan Alt is slipping away from that 81 of Chase Bonser's hands. Sartaj Mon looks like he's fell back to 3rd, as all the way to the low side this time. Maybe trying a bit of lines just for the moment. Didn't lose as much ground as I thought he would, but he's still going to fling it down low to maybe make something happen. He also has a bit of right front damage, so he has to be wary of that.
Interesting choice there of lines, but that will actually help these guys catch back up. So Bonzer, Mon, and Mulrooney trying to catch here. Derek Smith, this is the highest that Derek has been all night. He's up in 5th.
Smith hasn't worked himself to the front of the field yet. I expect that number 40, I mean, not that number 40, but that number 66 work himself forward momentarily. Now up front, it's all Dylan Alt, but he's getting chased down by Bonser. I'm sure as this long run progresses, that number 81 will probably start slipping up. And look how high Dylan Alt is in the center of the corner. He's just using as much track as he can, but Bonser, looks like ate up a bit of that gap, so we might have a battle for the lead here momentarily.
That damage does seem to be hurting Alt a little bit as far as front turn goes, but he's still in the lead, still hanging on to it for now, as single file all throughout the pack here. So looks like these 4 drivers starting to get away from 5th place of Derek M. Smith.
Man, Bonser's coming, but I'm not expecting a pass here for the lead. Unless the 98 slips up a ton, in which the 81 could fling it to the inside to try to slide job him right up off of exit. I could only see the passes being made on the bottom into 3. Not into turn number 1, since you have a lot of more speed carrying into turn number 1 than you do on turn number 3. We'll see, though.
Bonzer seems to be forming up a run of some kind here, but it looks like he's going to back off for now. Maybe save that for later, but you can see the runs he's getting here in 3 and 4. If he can get one like that at the end of the race, he could be a challenger for this race win, as some shuffling going on around the 11th spot. Here comes Christopher Weil. He was running back around the 30th position for most of that first run, but now he's found his rhythm and he's up to 11th place.
Miller looks like he's getting freight trained as the one of Hunter Rupp and Carson Poindexter will file around that number 95. Will slot in or attempt to. Oh my goodness! He tried to slide in front of that number 42, Cole Williams, but he just let him pass actually into one. Easy overtake by that number 42. So Williams up to 9th. Miller falls into the hands of 10th. You see Hunter Johnson right here in this number 12. He's riled back in traffic all the way back in 17th as he just recently passed that number 70 of Harry Grindle. Yeah, he's gonna have to make something happen, work himself forward, and the only way I see Hunter making something happen is either a caution coming out or something else, in which he short pits or something. Right now up front, Bonser is still staying tucked up behind this 98 of Dylan Alt, so Dylan not letting, Bonser, our second car, our third car just seems to be one of the faster cars here on the racetrack. Car to the apron, not sure who that is, but we're on board with the 81 of Bonser as he works himself through. Man, they're so close off the wall. Oh! Bonser tags the wall off of turn number 2, and that will probably give all a bit of leeway for that lead momentarily. Unless Bonser could rack up another run. Well, it's been dominant this whole entire run as of right now, because Miller's, not Miller, but Johnson's bottled back up in traffic, unfortunately. He's only made himself all the way to 17th place. Latham Joyner in the 003 is the lap car. He'll let the 98 of Dylan Alt by, as well as 81 Bonser.
Just trying to get points at this point.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He's many laps down.
Yeah, he's a lot of laps down. 42 laps down. Peter Kenny is back on the racetrack. He's also multiple laps down and racing around where Charlie Byer is. Smith. Oh, he got a bit tight. They'll all hold the banking for now. Latham just staying himself low as these drivers race around here. Taj is doing a whale of a job of keeping himself in third. Mulrooney has yet to find himself around that number 49. They're starting to stack up right behind the 49 as well. Now Alt's slowly starting to pull away. Just when you're going to time your passes. So speaking of timing passes, you might see a pass right here. All those drivers right behind the 66 of Derek, they got jammed up just a bit. Nobody pulled out a line to maybe attempt to pass though. Rooney, he's looking. He's being hesitant on making the pass. And if one of these drivers do tag the wall, that's going to spell disaster as Mulrooney, my goodness, he's all over Sertage right now.
This is going to stack up that outside line once again. You can see them all over each other, and now Mulrooney backs up these lines here as he's trying to get a run of his own to try and pass this 49, who seems to be holding some of these guys up. Sertage blocking, saying no to Mulrooney. This could get very dicey quickly here.
Mulrooney, oh my goodness, he just about made contact with the 49. They're just bottled back behind that number 49. Look at them, nose to tail for this position as one of those cars has to weave themselves down low. I think that's a lap car. Latham might be looking for Miller. I'm not really sure about that, but let's not spark controversy as they're still lined up nose to tail. Maybe Bundren might pull out a line to make something happen.
63 on the inside, the iCar Toyota is Thomas Lloyd. He's laps down. 2 laps down, that is, and I think he just made a pit stop. And
yeah, he's pulling forward.
He has better tires there, and is just going to try and pass this group, but Mulrooney's making a move. He is tired of waiting around, and he's going to try and get clear.
Slide job! Oh!
Oh, he gets in the back of him, but a good save there by Mulrooney as that will let Thomas Lloyd pass all of these guys.
Oh my gosh, that was
removes one concern for them, but a huge stack up here. Derek Smith up to 3rd spot.
That was a nasty slide job that Mulrooney pulled on Sertage. He had enough of him, and here's another slide job as Mulrooney gets cut out. He's in the wall. Not enough to slow down the momentum of him, but Derek slid himself in front of the 2. And Glenn's going to try to file in front of the 2 Mulrooney, but oh, Glenn's going to hit pit road. So an early call for Glenn Bundren in that 39 to hit pit road. Looks like it was around lap 27, 28. No, it looks like lap 22 to hit pit road. And he might be splitting this run in half. Not really sure. Because we are around that 30 to go mark. We're actually around that 40 to go mark. But yeah, if you do hit pit road now, I'm pretty sure you'll make it all the way to the end. So maybe some drivers who want to early stop it, they can make up a lot of track position, as well as Bonser's in the outside wall. Oh my goodness, Derek's gonna be pulling forward. Two proximity teammates are going to duke it out, one second and third, but for Dylan Alt, he is gone. 3.2 seconds. Oh, caution comes out, though. It looks like it happens around where Sertage Mon, the 49, is, and this will hit a big reset button. And unfortunately for all those drivers who hit pit road, they are trapped a lap down. Luckily, they'll get the wave around, though, but that sucks.
Bundren has totally been screwed by this caution here, and there you see Mon hits the wall in the front straightaway. We're going to see what has happened here to bring out the caution. Oh, he gets the outside wall and a stack up there with him and Miller. And Mon goes around, hits the outside wall. Tough break for him. Just got a little high on the track, and the wall just grabbed him there and then shoots him down into Miller, who then sends him back up the racetrack into the wall. So Sertage, who was running top 3 at one point, now has plenty of damage.
This is a big break for that number 12, Hunter Johnson, who's worked himself into 13th place. He's been the only car to really challenge that number 98 of Alt except Bonser. Seems to be just like proximity versus Alt right now. Alt, of course, a former proximity car as well. But we'll have to see on how Hunter will work himself through. And pit road's going to open this time by. Going to use up another set. Looks like there's going to be their 3rd set that they're going to use. We have 5 sets in total for this whole entire race, so these drivers do have a few few sets remaining for the end of this one to make something happen. But will put himself on a pit road. And out they go. If you get speeding now, it's gonna be a nightmare for you guys, for those drivers who sped, work themselves up forward. All got a bad pit stop, but luckily for him, he kept himself upside this top spot. And you see all these drivers right in front who probably need. I'm not sure if they're gonna need to hit pit road. Bergie.
Kenny's many laps down, so
Yeah, looks like all these drivers who are chopped laps down, they're gonna have to fight for a free pass.
Bundren looks to be getting the wave around, as well as Lightus and one other car. I think that's Zimmer trying to get the free pass there, or the wave around rather. But this is a reset button for everybody. But this is a good break for Hunter Johnson, who gets back up with this group once again, and he restarts in the top 10. So watch out for him on this restart.
Independent, proximity, former SPM, Supreme, SPM, Independent, Proximity, all inside this top 10. But here comes the 10 of Indelicato. It looks like he has a bit of damage on the left side, but it didn't affect him last Friday race. At 10 for Evo. This is McGrath Motorsports, as Benjamin stated earlier. I don't know what team Lacey's on. Diallo, Basin Racing, Schmitz. Not sure what team he's on. I think the one to go signal does sound by, so here we go. It's been a relatively clean race as of right now, but during that latter half of that run, we definitely saw a lot of slide jobs being pulled there, as once one driver pulled himself out of line, it started to go haywire from there. Here we go. Dylan Alt in the 98, Jay Sponser in the 81, Derek Smith in the 66 are the top three. Alt has led 34 laps this whole entire event. Can he lead the final one, though? We'll have to find out here in just a moment. iSCAR is in. Green flag.
Green.
Smith doesn't drop himself to the apron and try to shortcut with Alt. Now he does. Look at the jump that Dylan Alt has gotten over that 98 and over the 66 of Smith. There's everybody using the bottom to get themselves rolling. Hunter Johnson, looks like Hunter Rupp in that number 1. Unfortunate for him, he's probably going to be freight trained here momentarily, as Alt trying to work the low side as drivers scramble around. Hunter Rupp washes up the track, maybe attempting to spot himself in line. No hole to be found. Oh, just not enough room. Hunter has room to go behind the number 12 of the other Hunter.
Oh, it's turnaround. He tried to get up in line, and Lacey Cool was there, and Diallo spins. Harry Grindle also gets turned around after the caution. Berge spins. Lloyd's around. Wow, more cars pile into this one. Another car has spun to the grass. Very unexpected caution there, but that's what happens when everybody's trying to get into one line. People are liable to cut each other off, and that's what happened here off turn 4.
Oh, yeah, looks like the Omar in that 61, he's already washing himself up the racetrack. Lacey was there. Round they went. Fortunate for all these drivers, yet again, toward the back, nowhere to go. Yeah, it looks like Omar is just trying to wash up in front of the number 40. Look at these drivers in front as, oh, big contact right there. Looks like Sutcliffe and a couple of others net-coded through that. But looks like right behind Parker White, the 70 at Grindle spun around. Down to the back side of the 59 and got clipped there by the 95 of Miller. And you'll see Berge bang right there. I think he got ran over. Oh, he got hit. He hit the Omar, the 61. Insult to injury there for the number 70.
Really sucks for Omar, though. One of the dominant cars early, and we'll have nothing to show for it with what will probably be a finish in the mid-30s, as he has plenty of damage on that Toyota.
All right. Not one to go at the line. Still have a lot of racing left. 28 laps to go this time, so less than a C-fix race. But it's go time. There's only been 4 lead changes up front since Alt took the lead. He's yet to look back from it. But Bonser in that 81, Hunter Johnson in the number 12. They've been looking. Of course, Hunter was up front for, looks like 12 laps. Unfortunately, lost the lead off of a awkward pit call. We'll see if he can work himself inside this top 3, though. Melton, 98 year for tonight. Did run the 42 for a couple of seasons. Now switched back to the 98. Was a former proximity driver, but unfortunately transferred over to the now extinct SPG team. There comes Smith in the 66. New transfer there for that number 66 now from what was the remnants of Miller Motorsports. 66 now hops on board to pull himself into Proximity. For sponsor, the owner of Proximity right behind, and that too, a Mulrooney. So now what was left of SPG, unfortunately. And 21 of not Bonser, but Carson Poindexter. He is now on SPM. I think he's been on there for a while now. So
He's a co-owner of the team.
Yeah. Here we go. Pace car's going to suit itself left. Another restart will go into the books as Dylan Alton, the number 98, will attempt to pull away from the rest of the field right behind. Over 30 cars still on the lead lap. As Alt will hit the throttle, back up through the gears we go. Miller does not get going right behind. They're fading out 3 wide. Contact up front. Smith nearly goes around. Opens up the door for Mulrooney to 2. And I think that was just a bad push there as drivers shoot themselves into the corner. Contact being made. Looks like Poindexter shoved his teammate up the track. Opened up the door for Hunter Johnson, who's now in the midst of fighting for 4th.
What a save by Smith. That was a heck of a save by Smith to keep it straight there. He falls back to the 8th position. 3 wide for the 6th spot there as Smith tried to get under the 41 of Weil, and now he goes way up the racetrack there as if he's letting people by, as Indelicato now has entered the top 10.
Now here comes that number 10 of Indelicato. Will fight it out with a 40 of Lacey Cole, who attempts to slot in line. No room there. A bit of contact toward the rear of the field. This is a round where Bridger Olsen, Casey Drake, and Cole Williams are, as they work themselves through 3 and 4. But up front, it's all Dylan Alt as of right now. Mulrooney in 2nd place, Bonser now in 3rd. Hunter was peeking around for that position around Poindexter. The lift hard, jamming up the 1 and the 41 of Christopher Weil and Hunter Rupp. Looking right behind, looks like Lacey has tagged the outside wall, and she'll go dropping at least over 10 spots, unfortunately.
Back to 27th after being, I think, 13th before hitting the wall there, so totally unfortunate, but now Alt has stretched his lead to about a half second.
Still a lot of racing left, so we could see a couple more cautions by the end of this one. How about Hunter Rupp in that number 1? He's doing a phenomenal job of keeping himself in the top 10. Whoa, I got a wreck in the back. Not sure who that is. It will bring a caution now. Looks like Jay Mulder, the 113, has spun it around. Started himself toward the top 10. And at 113, one of the rookies goes around the back straightaway. Like fighting out with Bachman, trying to cross over. Oh, looks like he might have gotten loose under the 84. And that's overcorrected too much there.
So close.
So close.
That was going to be a really good save, and then unfortunately corrected just too much and hit the inside wall. He was trying to pass Bachman, who was really slow up off the corner, and just got into his door there and unfortunately overcorrects and smashes the inside wall pretty good there.
That sucks for Mulder. He was having a nice day as a bit of pit strategy has baited in the 81 at Bonser. Oh boy. And look how many people stayed out on the track. Bonser is probably hitting his wheel right now. Probably in disbelief on why did I pit? Because that number 81, he goes from what was the top 5 all the way back to probably around 25th. Very surprised he hit pit road. There's only 20 laps to go, but I mean, who knows if this thing does go green. It might play to his favor. Alt has had to look back since he grabbed the top spot. Mulrooney is up 13 positions. Poindexter, yet again, another great run for that number 21, now inside the top 5. Looks like Hunter up 32 positions. Christopher Weil up 24. The 10 of Indelicato also up 32 positions as well. These drivers doing a very, very nice job of working themselves from the back of the field now forward. Seems to be a trend now in iSCAR, and a lot of drivers don't qualify really well, but once it gets into race time, their long run speed starts to show. They'll pull forward. As well as the stint panel, 15 laps, 15, 16-ish laps for this entire top 11. After I scroll back, 73, Brennan Lidus. He's looks like 10-lap old tires. The 80 and the 70. Dane Cruz and Harry Grindle, they're on, looks like 8-lap old tires. Parker White, Dylan Alt, not Dylan Alt. Parker White and Cole Williams have all recently hit pit road, so I'm interested to see on how this is gonna go for all these drivers. See right there, Hunter Johnson, the man who challenged that number 98, is working himself forward, but is it gonna be enough with 19 laps to go left in tonight's event?
Nobody's really had anything for Dylan and Hunter Johnson tonight, so it'll be a really good duel if both of them can be 1 and 2 at the end, but Mulrooney and Poindexter do have a shot here, so we'll see how good their short run speed is.
This is their best shot to grab the lead away from that number 98, because if Alt pulls away on the longer run, they'll be checked out in about 3-4 laps, but here we go. See Johnson laying back the restart. He wants to get himself on the throttle before Mulrooney might take it 3 wide. I'm not sure. Of course, Mulrooney with a bit of damage. Green flag.
Green flag, green flag.
All works himself up and away. Poindexter hugs the bottom side, and that in turn just left all by his own. And I'm pretty sure that number 98 is going to be gone here in just a moment. But I'm very surprised Poindexter didn't follow in pursuit with that number 98. Oh, look at them fan right up off the corner. We got another wreck.
All right, man.
Hunter Ellis involved in that one. Bridger Olson as well. Several cars spin to the inside. Lacey Cool is involved as well. So about 3 or 4 cars have just crashed down the back straightaway. Turn 2 seems to be the trouble spot here tonight.
Now, of course, especially off of restarts, in which that's the only time the bottom really kicks in to the more advantage, but looks like there was multiple wrecks going on at once. Brayson Collins, holy cow! Number 5 got a bit lucky. He got loose off the corner. He was on the apron and saw these cars working right in front of him. And it seems as though Hunter Ellis in the 001 was the first car caught sideways. Again. Oh, Byer got lucky. You see the 5 of Brayson Collins just scooting himself through. Watch this. I'd have gotten a bump from behind, but all these drivers just spinning all over the place. Oh my goodness. Hard hit for Lacey Cole, unfortunately. It looks like to be dashed. This will re-rack the field yet again for another chance. Grab the top spot. Benjamin, you've been silent all night. What's going through your mind right now? As we progress here with, of course, less than 20 laps to go. Who do you have in mind to maybe top out in charts? Oh, he's deafened. No wonder he's silent. I'll answer my own question. At number 98 of Dylan Alt. He's looking really, really strong as of right now. That number 98 of Alt, of course, leading 51 laps. Unless Hunter Johnson, that number 12, can get a good restart and work himself through the 2 and 21, I'm pretty sure this might be Alt's race, because all the 98 of Alt needs is a bit of a hiccup from that number 12, because that's the only car that's really faster than him. We'll have to see, though. I'm not really sure. As looks like we're still at 2 to go out the line. Get through the gears here in a moment. Delicato has worked himself now into 7th place. Brandon Sampson having a nice run. He's stayed himself inside this top 15. I'm glad that number 96 is running toward the front. Rarely see that number 6 run up here, so good to see him and a new face now. Patterson was as low as 38th. Started around 12th, but seems as though dropped from a pit cycle or fell himself back just a bit. The 02 Liam Sheen was I think involved in a couple of wrecks, but that 02 is doing a nice job of keeping himself out of harm's way, hence why he's top 10. Casey Drake in the 87, Dane Cruz in the number 80. He was running top 5 earlier, of course, staying himself out in older tires. Took advantage of all the track position he got. Now he sits inside this top number 15. Here we go. Another restart gonna go into the books. Poindexter is just letting Alt get away. What Poindexter needs to do is drop himself to the apron ASAP. Just shortcut it around that number 98. Here we go.
Green, green, green.
This time, Poindexter drops to the low side as they get themselves rolling into turn number 1. Alt will clear by a couple of car lanes. Poindexter going to slide in front of the 2. They're side by side as Hunter Rupp on the low side is going to make a charge down low.
Poindexter got a much better restart than last time, and now cars fanning out down the back straightaway trying to pick up spots. Rupp in the top 5. Really good showing for him tonight.
I just mentioned earlier on a caution, that number 1 is doing a phenomenal job of keeping himself up there. Whoa, look at the slide job right behind as all these drivers scoop themselves right up against the barrier. My goodness, you see him all sorts of plays, up right against the safer and down low on the apron to get themselves rolling. Poindexter has worked himself into 2nd place and he's gunning down the leader. That number 98 of Alt, it's just a matter of where you're going to pass him though. And that number 12 of Hunter Johnson is just latched onto the back of that number 2 of Mulrooney. Well, of course, Mulrooney, a lot of damage on that machine. Hunter might give him the bumper and maybe scoot him out of the way, hopefully. He'll drop himself to the low side, but up front, dropping himself all the way to the low side as well as a 21 of Carson Poindexter. He's coming, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Hunter's going to pull a slide jump or attempt to. Around the 2, Mulrooney. Slide up right up off the corner. Looks like the 12 can't make the pass. Slide in the other Hunter into the mix as Hunter Rupp looking forward. Once we start getting into the longer run, I expect that number 98 to pull, but Carson's doing a nice job of staying with Alt for now. At 12, Johnson's getting impatient.
He has to make this pass sooner. He's not going to have enough time to go battle these two up at the front. So Alton Poindexter trying to get away from these next guys of Mulrooney, Hunter Johnson, and Hunter Rupp. And Delicato up to 6th, while at the 7th, Sampson in 8th, Sheen 9th, and Casey Drake after going for a spin earlier is in 10th.
Yeah, it seems as though around this 10th spot, there's a lot of scrambling and nose-to-tail racing around this position. These drivers just get as much position as they can off the restart. Miller's stuck on the low side. He's going to go nowhere and get the freight train up high. Nobody help him either. And now they're going to drop themselves down low. Looks like Patterson got a bit out of the line. They go side by side into 3. Patterson. Oh, he's going to hug middle. Opens up the door for Cole Williams. Side by side. 3 wide right up off the corner. Williams will drop himself to the low side. Patterson holds the middle, but Casey Drake has the run. We've seen Carson Poindexter finish second so many times. Is this the day that he finally tops the charts?
Johnson going for 3rd on Mulrooney. I think he'll get it here into turn 3. He'll use that slide job and get past him. And now Mulrooney gets the wall, so that will seal it for 3rd spot. Here comes Hunter Rupp challenging for the 4th spot.
Hunter down to the low side. It looks like he'll drop himself all the way to the apron. Get himself around that number 2 unless Mulrooney slips right out of the corner. Hunter looking for a slide job. Can't make it happen. Mulrooney's just too damaged to make something happen. Carter on the wall right behind us. Patterson
Keeps it on the wall, so no crash there. Good job for Patterson, but now Alt starts to pull away. It's up to 0.4 of a second now.
That's right. The only way for Alt to be in trouble if there were to be a caution to be out right now. Delicato's now been up to 5th place. He stays himself tucked up in line. A 3-car battle for this position. Sheen also jammed up. He tags the outside wall. Everybody scoots themselves down low. Cole Williams moves himself up to the high side of Casey Drake. Nice move right there. Oh, they're still looking hard. I expect a crash here in a moment. Schmidt down to the low side. 3 wide. Now back to 2 wide as Bruce slots himself in front of the 0-2. On the wall in the 1. That might cause a bit of a jam up as Casey Drake in the 87. She will approach the scene, get boxed in behind the 0-2. They're going to probably stack up. Miller looking low. Sheen sideways. 1 car gets booted out to the apron. Looks like he's out of harm's way. That's Jay Mulder. Stand by, 4 laps to go as Poindexter's starting to slip. That might have sealed it for the 98.
No mistakes is all Dylan Alt needs. It's up to 0.6 of a second here, but Poindexter has put a valiant effort all weekend, and he looks to be sealing a runner-up spot here tonight. Is almost a spin there for the 4th spot. Rupp trying to slide job Mulrooney, and he has to back out, which could cost him the 5th spot. They are so close off turn 4.
Yeah, Mulrooney, he hit the outside wall, and coming down on the 10 of Indelicato, and Indelicato can say otherwise. Nearly calls a wreck right there, but everybody's just so jammed up and balled behind that number 2. He's damaged, as we mentioned earlier. They're starting to stack up here. Right behind, looks like Kendrick will slap the outside wall. He'll fall back multiple positions. This is just so frustrating for all these drivers. Oh, Hunter up into the outside wall. We're going to pile up. Schmidt dodges the event as Hunter Rupp's good run has unfortunately just went down the drain. Looks like Christopher Weil involved. More cars piling in.
Big crash.
Looks
Huge
like 5.
pile up. Collins, Grindell, Olsen, Wheel, Lloyd, and others have spun as well. So Barker brakes being deployed in the back. I saw Parker White also get turned around. Big crash now is going to give us our first green-white checkered of the night.
Looks like Hunter Rupp just, he's trying to slot himself in line. He doesn't want to be on that low side and get swamped by Weil, but unfortunately, Weil was committed to the throttle. And Hunter washed up into the corner. You could only do so much before Weil could run you. Weil's gonna run you over. That sucks. Small team that could have. Or good run with that number 1. Just went down the drain. Hunter has hit pit road. Wow, I'm very, very surprised about the amount of drivers who... I'm surprised Hunter hit pit road. He might have thrown away his race, unfortunately. Again, this will give another opportunity for Carson Poindexter to make a run at alt. Oh, man. Guess who's worked himself inside this top 10? We got some new names working themselves forward because they have fresher tires. Take a look at this. Like Cole Williams has fresher tires than everybody in front of him. So if Cole could get himself going, he might trample this top 3. There's a small chance if he can get himself going correctly. He's gonna be trapped. No, he's not gonna be trapped behind the 2 Mulrooney because you're gonna be starting on separate lanes, but Cole has a chance. He'll be starting himself in 4th behind Poindexter. He has the high side to his advantage, so I'm very surprised Hunter hit pit road from 2nd place, or what was 3rd. But look how old these tires are, up toward the front, all on 35 lap old tires. Poindexter on 36 lap old tires. But man, those drivers on newer tires have worked themselves forward. Everybody from 18th on back has hit pit road, and no way that Hunter Johnson's gonna make up that many positions. Unless he pulls off a miracle if they wreck on the white.
I mean, these are very old tires that these leaders are restarting on, so maybe there's a net gain to be found, but it's going to be hard with all the traffic, for sure. That's the main concern for him and the other guys that have made their pit stops here.
They have to use the low side to their advantage as well. All these drivers on older tires, they can only run up against the wall to be fast. But for the drivers right behind, with newer tires, they could easily work themselves to the bottom side of the racetrack, and they're going to be fast as well. Brendan Sampson looks like he's missing a rear end in 5th place, but here we go. 2 laps to decide it. We're coming down to closing time as a total of 29 drivers up on the lead lap. Who will top the charts? Dylan Knott has been dominant this whole entire race, but can he lead the final one for this upcoming restart? Here we go. Green.
Green flag, green flag.
Brandon does not get himself going, and all, of course, doing a phenomenal job of dropping himself down low. They're blocking right behind, just about 4 or 5 wide toward the back. Will straddle the bottom side. Poindexter, wow. Oh, there they go. Big wreck right behind.
Caution is out.
Cruz involved, Webster involved, cars scattering every way. There's Nick Miller's involved as well. About 5 or 6 other cars have spun, and this will help some of the guys that made their pit stops last time, like Hunter Johnson. But some of them also could have been involved in crashes, so very, very, very disorderly restart leads to several different crashes down the backstretch. Oh no, Hunter's involved!
It actually was
Wow.
around him, so 0-2. Oh, I'm not sure. Samson was slow. And of course, they're just coming up on him. He's trying to move himself out of the... He's already tucked up on the white line, but it looks like Hunter... I don't think there was even contact. There goes Hunter, there goes Frimpong. 84 Bachman's also in it.
That was going to be an amazing save, and then unfortunately Liam and others really did not have anywhere to go there. Watch this.
Looks like the... Oh, Hunter was
Gets
loose before he got
loose.
to the 98. I mean, 96.
Look at this save, and then just gets ran over and bounced around there. Frimpong and others spin. Miller's involved.
Jay Mulder
Lots of
DQ'd
cars.
on incident points. Liam Sheen DQ'd on incident points. Miller has been involved in just about every single wreck. Yeah, Webster, he too bounced off the wall. See the wreck right behind. Car is literally left and right. And looks like Webster, got into Dane, the 80. Oh, looks like Casey bounced off the wall. And as well as probably the 9. Webster, he too bounced off the wall. Yeah, all of them bounced off the wall, hence why Miller got sent to the inside wall. Have another go at it. That was a very, very messy restart, unfortunately. Man, I don't know what to say about that one. That's just product of people on older tires. And Poindexter will have another shot at getting at alt. Poindexter also tested the waters down there on the high side versus alt, who was on the low side, so I'm not sure if you want to be on the bottom for the restart into 1. Poindexter's gonna have a big shot. If Poindexter uses the high side in 1 and 2 and alt is down bottom, Poindexter has a huge shot to maybe gun and slide job that 98 for the top position. It's just a matter of how you're going to do it.
Wonder who has the best tires here.
Go ahead and pull it up. Of course, we talked about Cole Williams in the 42 21 lap world tires alongside William Schmidt, but unfortunately for those drivers, they're jammed up behind the 2 Mulrooney. It was a lot of damage. Probably down on RPM, but luckily held his ground for now. We'll get the 1 to go signal, but all those drivers who pitted around, who pitted last caution, they're slowly working themselves forward. Bridger Olsen, Nick Delicato, the 06 of Josh Patterson, 53 Mark Frimpong. I think Frimpong was actually involved in that last wreck.
He only spun.
Looks like he only spun. It might hurt the tires just a bit. But got drivers with newer tires gonna be up there in contention. Make something happen. I don't know if they're gonna have enough of a shot to get up. Pass for the lead, of course, but maybe the drivers for Cole Williams in that 42, this is his best chance to grab the lead, or maybe second place away from Poindexter. I'm just unsure how he's going to do it, though. Here we go. iSCAR. Scoot itself left. Alt will immediately jam on the throttle. And we're back up through the gears.
Green, green,
and
green.
Alt, oh! Not sure what Mulrooney's doing. He didn't drop himself to the apron and shortcut it. And that in turn is just going to leave all by himself. That might have been the race right there. Unless if we have a wreck.
Good restart for Alt, though. He works down the backstretch.
Oh, Mulrooney clears himself.
Into Williams. Mulrooney will clip Schmidt now as they
Caution
spin
is
down the
out. Caution is
backstretch.
out.
Schmidt will save it, but Mulrooney has crashed. And it will be another green-white checkered attempt. He just got tight on that inside. Unfortunate for Cole Williams, who had the best tires up in that top 5.
Saw that coming from a mile away. Oh, man. That sucks. Schmidt got pounded there on the inside. He kept it straight, though, but... Oh, my gosh. Close racing. And Mulrooney's just... Oh, there wasn't even anything he could have done. Squeeze the 42 of Williams into the outside wall. We'll work ourselves into our third green-white checkered of the race.
This is the last one, if
Yeah,
I
it is.
remember
It is.
correctly. Wow.
Their second ever time going into a third green-white checkered this season. First time was in the ARCA race at Daytona, which ended up a caution, and which resulted in the Christopher Wild machine to go to victory lane. Rooney just cleared himself right about the corner. The points leader is going to have a big hole, unfortunately, to really tough out of. Poindexter's last shot. I'm sure he's gonna take it, gonna take all he can for it. So with now Mulrooney out of line, this will definitely give advantages to Poindexter for another good restart. Hopefully he didn't get damage off of that door by Mulrooney. We do have a caution. Field will be frozen. The race will end. And it seems as though the only option for Poindexter is to pass on into one. Because if Alt pulls away, it's over. And I expect them to wreck off a 2 as well, so we haven't made it all the way to the start-finish line yet with that wrecking. How are we gonna get it all the way with 2 laps? Not really sure. Some new names also popping into the picture: Glenn Bundren, Casey Drake, Colton Zimmer, Harry Grindle, all lurking back in the distance, trying to work themselves forward after this hectic final run. Here we go.
Very critical restart here.
That's right.
Remember though, Nick Indelicato has freshest tires right here. I don't think there's even 10 laps on his tires, so
Yeah, he has the best shot as well of getting himself forward if this thing does go green all the way from this restart. I'll have to find out though if the 10 can get himself in clean air. Oh, we'll hit the throttle. We're back through the gears. Oh, Poindexter tried to slide himself down line, but he did get a good enough restart to stay with. Oh, here comes the Delicato though.
that's all that he could ask for there. Indelicato trying to split the middle, and here he comes. Will he be able to run these guys down?
Mr. Where did he come? Mr. Where did he come from? Now works himself into third place, and it seems as though we're gonna be clean for right now. And Delicato works himself downstairs. White flag this time by. 1 lap to go for Alt, and then Delicato's coming.
Will he have enough time? Does he have enough tires? Dylan Alt trying to hold on. He's been the most dominant car all night, and as he runs the top through 1 and 2, coming to the checkered flag here. Will Indelicato be clear? No, and this is really gonna hurt him now as him and Poindexter battle for spots. Some crashing in the back. Nick Miller has crashed, and Delicato sending it one last time, but it's not going to work. Off of turn number 4, Dylan Alt will take a dominant win here at Kansas Speedway as they crash behind. And Delicato will take second, Poindexter third, Cole Williams fourth, Derek M. Smith fifth, Colton Zimmer sixth, Christopher Weil gets seventh after being involved in God knows how many incidents. So some guys had some nice recoveries, but Dylan Alt will take another win here for his iSCAR career. I have no idea how many wins he's racked up at this point, but it's a lot. '19th career win for Alt.
Full results going to be shown on your screen. Dylan Alt wins it here tonight, and Delicato comes in second place. If he had more laps, he probably would have caught that number 98. Poindexter, Cole Williams, Derek M. Smith round out the top 5. Colton Zimmer, Christopher Weil, Casey Drake, Glenn Bundren, Josh Patterson round out the rest of the order. Bing Cruz, Brandon Lidas, Mark Frimpong, Harry Grindle, Thomas Lloyd, Aaron Mulrooney, Cody Webster, Parker White, Hunter Rupp, Brandon Sampson round out the top 20. William Schmidt, Nick Miller, Chase Bonser, Bridger Olson, Hunter Ellis, Ryan Kendrick, David Bachman, first cars laps down. Bayer, Sutcliffe, and Mulder. I think those drivers are floating around. Or either DNF'd. Johnson, Sheen, Collins, Kenny, Lacey Cole, Diallo, Berge, Sertage, Hobbs, Aaron Brown, all DNFs, as well as Skeeter joining Trigger. We'll be right back right after this, so stay tuned. More to come as we interview out the top 5. Welcome here back live for the iSCAR DeNise Designs Kansas 185 with Dylan Alt in victory lane. We'll go ahead and drag him quickly into the booth here for the night, leading 81 at the scheduled 124 laps here for tonight. Dylan, congratulations on a great victory here for tonight. My goodness, it was you were looking right behind you, and cars were starting to close up. Of course, Nick and Delicata with fresher tires. He was coming, but luckily he ran out of time there toward the end. But man, congratulations on a very dominant win here for tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, it was just lucky. If Nick had one more lap, I would think he would win the race. But yeah.
That's all right. You led 81 out of the scheduled 124 here for tonight. My goodness, you were very dominant. What was how'd the car feel out there for tonight?
It was great. It was my first time actually. I don't remember the last time I was ever at this track in the B car, but yeah, when I first joined the practice session, I didn't have like an all-time best lap, so I just had to get used to it. And yeah, I was just over throughout the whole run. I didn't know if we were going to get long runs because it was a one single line, and I thought people were going to hit the wall. For qualifying, I tried something out just to see if it worked, and obviously it did, and I actually got caught for it. But it was funny. I didn't really care that I got an EOL for it, but it was actually, it gave me another challenge to go from the back. Qualifying mattered a lot for track positions, and me and Hunter both went from the back all the way up to the front in no time, and it was actually surprising to me, and I was just having fun. So it all worked out. I saved tires, and yeah.
Congratulations, Dylan, on your dominant win here for tonight. Of course, you and Hunter Johnson were the class of the field this whole entire night. But how did it drive out there here for tonight?
It drove good. It started getting tight if you overshot the corner every time if you didn't save tires. Like me and Chase were battling up front and running away from the field, and then I noticed that he was actually setting it way harder than me and entering the corner. And then after a while, after like 10 or so laps, he started to fall back like 3 seconds. But I don't know. I just back up the corners and just stayed clean.
Yep, and that led you to the victory here for tonight. Congratulations, Dylan, on a dominant victory. Before I let you go, any sponsors want to take you for tonight?
No, nothing.
All right, bud. 10 for Dylan Alt runs himself out in first after starting himself toward the back. Can't wait to talk to you after the race, bud.
All right.
Go ahead and drag number 10 of Delicata win.
Nick and Delicata, you got a copy.
Yes, sir.
Well, that tire strategy did give you a net gain at the end. Just talk about what was going through your mind with that strategy call in the final laps.
Yeah, one spot short. To be honest with you, I thought I was going to be able to have him if I cleared Carson maybe a lap sooner or corner sooner. But yeah, goal is to take tires. I saw how fast they were falling off, and I knew I was just as fast as those guys, but it was so hard to pass. I think I started 40th, something like that. Got caught up in some incidents, but I knew I was just as fast, if not faster. But tires worked out at the end, and the cautions played my way. Worked out really good.
How was the car handling out there? Of course, you said it was hard to pass, being one groove.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you saw me running the bottom for those last couple laps because I had fresher tires. It was the only place I was going to be able to go. But man, I was saving tires for half the race, and I think about after 20 laps, I would start to just blow by everybody. But it was. I went a lane down a couple of times, and it just pushed straight to the wall coming off corner exit. I mean, going in, it was fine, but corner exit, it was atrocious. But you know, I did my thing, saved tires, and passed as many cars as I could, and had a shot at the end. That's all I could ask for.
You think if you had one more lap, you would have been able to win the race?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. If I had one more lap, I mean, like I said, if I got past Carson coming off 4 on the white flag, I think I would have had a shot at him because if I had one more lap, I would have been able to run the top there and I would have caught a ton. But like I said, gave myself a shot. That's all I could ask for.
All right, well, before we let you go, do you have any sponsors you want to thank for this whole weekend, of course, grabbing a win in the Truck Series?
Yeah, shout out to SethRawlsDesigns.com. Go check him out. And also my YouTube channel, U2, YOUTOO. And also Heel Tread. They make a ton of cool custom socks. Go check them out. And thank you guys for putting this on.
All right. Well, good luck next week, the rest of the season.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
That was Nick and Delicon on number 10. We'll go ahead and drag in number 21 of Carson Poindexter into the booth. Carson, yet again in position to win it here for tonight, but unfortunately coming up short. My goodness, man. You had a shot there toward the end, but just walk me through those final laps and those final green white checkers as well.
Yeah, I was hoping that we wouldn't have those green-white checkers because I knew people behind me would be coming on tires, and then I'd also have to time every restart pretty well to not get freight trained. But I know the first green-white checkered, I spun the tires pretty bad, but I was able to manage that a little better for the last two green-white checkers, and then I thought I was doing a good job holding on the second and keeping up with Dylan on those restarts, and then the final green-white checkered, I got a good restart. Just tires, like I said, came at the end there, I think, and Delicato just had much fresher tires than me, was able to get me in the final corner. So I'll take a third place because I rode out back for like the first half of the race, so I'll take it.
All right, but 10-4. Congratulations on your third place finish here for tonight. Of course, I'm very curious. How was the car out there here for this whole 124 lap event?
Honestly, it wasn't bad. I liked it a lot. I love these tracks like this with the tire fall off and having the run up against the wall like we were. Like, it got a little tight over the long run, and some people are better at saving tires than me, and I know I really killed my tires there at the end trying to keep up with Dylan, but overall I thought it was pretty good.
All right, about 10-4, and you round yourself out here third for the night. I think you stand, I don't even know, we're in point standings, I don't even have it pulled up anymore, but congratulations on your finish here for the evening. Before we let you go, and just want to thank you before we dip out.
Yeah, Trey Shuttlesworth Photography, Side Drafting Productions, Rickwick Designs, and just everybody at SPM for being good teammates.
All right, about 10-4, Carson Poindexter rounds himself out in third after starting himself around 25th here for tonight. So congratulations on your good charge. Can't wait to talk to you after the race.
Thank you.
Crap. Go ahead and drag in the number 41, Nicole Williams, into the booth. And Benjamin will go ahead and take this one away.
Cole Williams, you got a copy there.
Yes, sir.
Well, you have a fantastic finish in fourth spot. No laps led, but you're on a very good tire situation before you get put in the wall there.
Yeah, this race has been, pretty crazy. At the start, I didn't even plan on racing. I was just because I was gonna watch Sunday Night Football. My team's on right now with 15 seconds left. I think we're about to kick a field goal. We're gonna go overtime, but I was gonna do that, and I was just gonna qualify, take a spot because this qualifying B main stuff is ridiculous, and I was just gonna hold a spot because I'm able to do that and take a spot. Take a spot from someone that should be in the race. And then I'm serious. It's ridiculous. But and then lap 4 or whatever, Aiden Kirker just got taken out right there, or taken out right there. Unfortunate for him, but thankfully netcode the thing. And this all race just trying to make my way up. I was running 30th at one point, just trying to save, and I didn't plan on racing, so I didn't get any practice with 16-1 or whatever. So I was just messed up, trying to get into the corners. I was almost hitting the wall every time, trying not to crank the wheel and wear out my right front. And just towards the end, started moving up, and it was feeling good. I was I think a caution came out, and I was up to 7th or something. And then I just messed up on pit road, sped. I didn't really know where Carson was going on pit road, and kind of just sped up to not hit him when I was trying to hit my box. And then just kind of from there, just trying to drive my way back up. I put tires on it with I think it was Parker, and we basically just restarted. I think it was like 13th or so in the same row. And I don't know what happened to him, but I was able to just slowly move up and then slowly move up to about behind wheel. And then, of course, there was contact made there. And then Hunter and all them decided to pit, so restarting 4th, and then just trying to survive the restarts. Knew it was going to be crazy. I didn't know how much my tires were going to come into play, but they did a little bit. I thought they were. I just never had a chance to really use them. But having a little bit fresher was nice. And then just wanted to restart. Just had no respect. Got walled. I don't really know what I need to do to gain respect out here, but that's just the way things go sometimes. Of course, he didn't mean to do that, but just didn't just let it plow to the wall instead of breaking or turn the wheel anymore. But and then from there, I apologize to anyone I messed up. I know Glenn lost a few spots from my damage, but I didn't feel like pitting. But other than that, because I was throwing away everything. But just it was a crazy race and moved all the way up to fourth. I'm happy with that finish.
Yeah, this is going to put you in a very good point situation exiting this race. You came in 10th. With the fourth place finish, you should be up near 7th, 6th, or 5th. So we'll be doing those points shortly. We'll see where you stack up. Before we let you go, any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, I just want to thank my team at EU Media Racing and Stealth Energy, Appella Gaming, and of course Z's Custom Diecast for coming on the car once again, and just being great sponsors all around. Thank my guys at EU Media Racing and Girl, of course. Just thanks to everyone back there that have put on a good race. Fortunately, Aiden Kirker, had that problem with getting wrecked on lap 4 there, of course, and then that'd basically be it.
All right, well, good luck next week. There's all 4 series, of course, racing. So if you decide to show up to any of those, good luck, and of course, the rest of the season.
That was Cole Williams in number 42. Before we let off tonight's broadcast, I want to present to you our sponsor here for tonight, DeNise Designs. Go ahead and check them out on Facebook, as well as emailing Doug DeNise as well. Follow up on their Twitter, I think, as well as a couple of social media links down in the description below. DeNise Designs, our series sponsor. For our next broadcast, we will see you with the ARCA cars at Lucas Oil. Richmond with the trucks, of course Kentucky with the Cup cars, as well with the Xfinity machines at Atlanta. So from the top of the booth, my name is Ezeckiel Reyes, Benjamin A. Blight alongside of us here for the evening. Can't wait to see you out for Wednesday's night short track action yet again.